he said, you do your war, and war in the sense we are living this life. We have a war, spiritual war, as well as how to live in this world. That war is constantly going on. So he says, you do all that work, whatever you have to do, and keep your mind and intelligence unto me. And this way you do your karma. This he will explain more. He will talk on this more in chapter 3, chapter 4, chapter 5. Okay? And then after that, he went further and he said, make your mind one pointed, be controlled, and focus on one thing, whatever you're doing. Do not take your mind here and there. Do not wander. Let it wander. Okay. So when we are on the spiritual path, this we have to always remember, because the world will pull us. We have to deal with the world. The world is going to pull us. But under all circumstances, we remain controlled. We should know where to put our mind energies. And the biggest karma, he explained like yesterday, biggest karma is to think of God. Then he has given the definition of yoga. Yoga means whose mind is in God. So we discussed all of that. And his Sankhya Yoga is also equal to Buddhi Yoga. It also means Buddhi Yoga, another name for it. I'm repeating all these concepts again and again so that it becomes easier for you. Because Buddhi Yoga, this word, Sankhya Yoga, he uses the word very rarely, very few times. But Buddhi Yoga, that word he is going to use again and again. So you should know what is Buddhi Yoga. Buddhi means intelligence. When you use your intelligence to find God, that is called Buddhi Yoga. When you use your intelligence to know yourself, to know your spirit soul, that is called Buddhi Yoga. Or another name is Sankhya Yoga. Then Arjun, we are now on 54th shloka. Arjunu vacha Sthitpragyasya ka bhasha samadhistasya keshava sthitadhiya kim prabhaseta kim asita vrajeta kim. Arjun asked, O Krishna, what are the symptoms of one whose consciousness is thus merged in transcendence? How does he speak? What is his language? And how does he sit? And how does he walk? The qualities of a self-realized person. How do you know? He's asking those qualities. Sri Bhagwan uvacha Prajahati yada kaman sarvan partha manogatan atmani evatmana tushta sthitpragya tadochyate. Bhagwan said, O Parth, when a man gives up all varieties of desire for sense gratification, which arise from mental concoction, and when his mind, thus purified, finds satisfaction in the self alone, then he is said to be in transcendental consciousness. These people who are wanting initiation and they're filling up the forms, these are some of the questions that will be asked in the future classes. You should know what are the qualities of a self-realized person. Arjun is asking from 54 to 64. Those are the answers. You make your own notes. So a person who is at that level of self-realization, what is his nature? So one of the nature he has is, he is not having any more worldly desires. All his worldly desires are over. Okay? And he knows that whatever he was craving for, they are just mental concoction. Whatever you crave for in this world, they are just images. His mind is purified. And he is finding satisfaction in self alone. He's always looking in the self. Now, here these talks are for, this is also known as Jnana Yoga, because he's all the time is telling the person who's using his intelligence to find the ultimate truth. It is also, or person who is using knowledge to find the ultimate truth. And the ultimate truth is you are a spirit soul. Once you know the spirit soul, you know the bigger spirit also. So his qualities, he says, to realize, to go to that point of realization, first thing is all your desires are gone. You're not looking, you're not focusing on lesser desires anymore. And then another quality that will be in such a person is Dukkheshva anudvignamanaha sukheshu vigataspriha vitaraga bhaya krodha sthitadhir muniruchyate. Another quality is one who is not disturbed in mind, even amidst threefold miseries, or elated when there is happiness, and who is free from attachment, fear, and anger, is called a sage of steady mind. The word here is muni. For a sage who has a steady mind, he's a muni. He's contemplative. He contemplates on everything and realizes that whatever he thought was of such a big importance does not exist at all. Neti. It is not there. It is not there. Everything is temporary in this world. Anitya. Everything is temporary. Everything is coming and going. Bhava. Bhava means becoming. He sees everything in this world is like that. This is just a theory right now for you, but when you really start practicing it, especially when we go to chapter 6, I will slowly go there, we'll build it up. Here it is just an introduction, as I told you, it's just a summary of what Bhagwan is going to give further. To know the transient nature of everything in this world. Nothing is going to remain. So what are you being attached with? What is the attachment? Even after knowing, we have seen death so many times. We know everybody will go one day. But we still get attached to everything. And we are attached to our body so much. And the pleasures with this body. So here Bhagwan says, the one who is free from attachment, a yogi, a contemplative person, a muni, a sage, is always thinking like this. You have come in the higher class. He's taking your mind to think, to go to the higher thinking, no more lesser thinking. There is an example Prabhupada used to give, and which is very, when you think and when you contemplate, we are all like that. There was once a pig. Pig is a very cute animal. Especially in America, they are very cute because they are very neat and clean. People keep pigs as pet. But in India, though they keep pigs as pet, but pigs usually are in, dirty places. They'll be in the drainage, sewage pipes. They usually will eat dirty things. When you look at a pig, they are, they are covered with things of the sewage. Dirty. But that dirty pig, when he sees a female, he likes her. And the female also likes the pig. Now we as a human, we are looking, wow, look at the pig, so dirty. And this male pig, dirty male pig, it likes the female pig. Both are dirty. Both are in the sewage. And when they have to express their love, the pig, when it expresses its love, what do the animals do? They lick each other. They're licking the sewage. And you look, what is this? Isn't it crazy? But from the pig's mind, oh, my female pig is so beautiful. But we as human, when we look, we think, oh man, this is real animal life. This is a pig life. So we are humans. We look at a pig's life and we say, what kind of life is this? They're always living in dirt. The donkey, male donkey, he likes a female donkey. He wants to impress the female donkey. And the male donkey will go there and he will sing to the female donkey. And imagine when a male donkey is singing in his voice to the female donkey. He's just going to bray. What kind of voice is going to come? He's singing. But if a human being hears, he'll be like, shut up. He does not know that the male donkey is singing for the female donkey to impress the female donkey. And then he goes singing to the female donkey and the female donkey will kick him with her hind legs. But the male donkey will go behind the female donkey, even though being kicked many times. And he will sing, oh my female donkey. Human being, a man standing there looks at all this and he thinks, what is this? But this is the story of man too. We are also being kicked. We also sing songs. We are being attached. All those people whom you are attached, they will kick you. But you want to be attached. People become old. Their children put them in senior citizen home. And you should hear the old people. They'll cry. Because they are still in love with their kids whom they brought up. Even though the kids have kicked them out. This is the situation of life. Man goes after a woman. Woman goes after a man. Getting kicked. Being in dirt. Dirting the mind. A contemplative person starts thinking. And then there is higher beings, celestial beings, devatas. They look at human beings. We think we are evolved on this planet. We are better than the pig and the donkeys. We are evolved. But the devatas in the celestial planets, they look at us. They are like, what kind of life these humans live? What a trashy life. This life, they got it. They could have used it for thinking about God, and they can be promoted to the celestial planets, but look at them. They are wasting their human life. Devatas are thinking like that. We are in between those devatas, the celestial beings, and we are in between the animals. There is no difference between us and an animal, but animal is still better. It has attachment for some time. In my backyard, there was a bunny. It gave 2 babies. Like the wild bunnies. It gave 2 babies. The mother bunny came for a few days with the small bunnies, okay? Because we put food outside in the backyard, so a lot of animals come and eat every time. So these 2 little cute bunnies, very small, very tiny, they would come every day. They'll eat the food and then they go and hide. They're hiding in our backyard only. After a week or so, the mother bunny left these 2 bunnies. Mother bunny is gone somewhere. These 2 bunnies were on their own now. And after a while, one of the bunnies, the brother bunny, we don't know, we have just named them brother and sister, but the brother bunny also left and the sister bunny is still there. And she comes every day. Now she's growing up. And I was looking at the animals and I'm like, wow. When the mother bunny gave birth to the bunnies, she was so attached. She was so protective. And she knew that our house is like safe heaven. So she made this arrangement that these bunnies will live in our house. And then she left. How easily she could, nature has made it like that it can cut off its attachment like this. For us, Bhagwan has given, God, nature has given us the wisdom. But We go on increasing our entanglement, our attachment more and more, more and more. First in the children, then in the grandchildren, then we want to see the grandchildren's grandchildren also. We do not want to get out of anything. We want our people all around, even though the people don't like us. Same people will fight with us, but we want those people, we want to live with them. They'll abuse us, they will give bad words, but we want to live with them. What kind of attachment? Human life was given to think of higher things. Rise above these animalistic tendencies. But we go on becoming worse than them. Attachments. And fear. Here Bhagavan says, who is free from fear? The animal does not have sleepless nights thinking, what will I get to eat tomorrow? He knows from somewhere the food will come. He will hunt, he will go, he will eat. But humans, even after saving so much money, every month we work hard, we save a chunk of the money, we see good balance amount and we go on investing this, that, the money is multiplying, but yet the fear is always there that what will happen in future? Maybe if this money is not sufficient then. Always living in that fear, insecurity. Animal is not. It knows. Today somehow he got food, tomorrow also it will get food. But humans, after having everything also, we are fearful. And anger, every now and then, our anger is out of our control. You will see the animal will get angry for a while. If it has to get angry, I've never seen, if it has to get angry, it will get angry on the enemy. But most of the time they are peaceful. A lion eats his food and just sleeps. But us, we eat our food. But if we are angry on somebody, uncontrolled, our mind is never at peace. So even though we say we are evolved being, we are like the highest species on this planet, but look at us. We are on the cusp. Every time in fear, every time in anger, in some, an attachment. We don't want to leave anything. We just want to hold on to everything, as if we are going to take everything with us. We never sit and think. But a Muni, Bhagavan says, a Muni, a sage, is a contemplator. He contemplates and he sees through all this. And he develops himself. He keeps his mind equipoised. Equanimity. Before even starting here, Bhagavan has said, equanimity, practicing equanimity is yoga. This is the stage of mind. Next sloka he says, Ya sarvatrani bhisnehas tat prapya subhashubham na abhinandanti na dveshti tasya pragya pratisthita. In this material world, one who is unaffected by whatever good or evil he may obtain, neither praising it nor despising it, is firmly fixed in perfect knowledge. So again, next quality of a person who is self-realized or who is walking on the path of self-realization, what is his qualities? He has to develop this quality. We want to be going there, right? If that is our goal, he has to develop these qualities. And these qualities, what I'm talking is especially for people who want to practice the path of knowledge for liberation or path of knowledge for yoga. It is called Jnana Yoga or Buddhi Yoga or Sankhya Yoga. This is their state of mind. What is that? One who is unaffected by good or evil. So he thinks, he contemplates. There is no such thing called good or no such thing called evil in this world. You may be very good to one person. Your children will love you so much. Oh, my mother is the greatest mother on earth. But your mother-in-law may be not liking you at all. Oh, she is a fabulous lady. The mother-in-law is being loved by the son so much. But the daughter-in-law will be like, this is a common thing. I'm just giving an example, okay? But there are good daughter-in-law, mother-in-laws also. I'm just giving an example. It's a very common example, right? That's why. Don't misunderstand me and don't misquote me. So this is how it is in the world. There is no good or there is no evil. People earn money. If you spend that money in charity, in doing good to others, you should earn money for that, for doing good. Why not? But if you use money for doing evil things, then what's the point of the money? A cop uses a gun to defend and to protect the civilians. A robber will use the gun for some other purpose. What is it? There is no good, and we think these are good and evil. But actually, it is something different, right? A person who is coming to this point of contemplation, he sees there is no good and there is no evil. It is how people are reacting to different situations. People are using things to different situations, and why they are behaving like this. Science of Gita comes, oh, it is because of their nature. What is their nature? Nature is of 3 types. Satoguna, Rajoguna, Tamoguna, mode of passion, mode of ignorance. When people are using the same gun to protect themselves and people are using the same gun to kill somebody else, one is in the mode of goodness, he wants to protect himself and his family. The other person who wants to kill others is in the mode of passion and mode of ignorance. People who are earning money and spending it for good purpose, charity, they're in mode of goodness. People who are earning money but spending in wrong stuff, they're in mode of passion, mode of ignorance. So a person who is a contemplator, who is contemplating like this, a yogi, a muni, he sees everything like that. He will not get attached to anything. He will not say, okay, this person is good or that person is good. It is the nature of that person by which he is behaving. If the nature changes, this person will change and everything is okay. I have to not get involved in any of this nature. Path of self-realization is the path of self-realizing. I should not get involved in all these qualities. I should go beyond the qualities. Nistre guna bhava arjuna. Go beyond the 3 modes of material nature. So contemplation, the person who is contemplating is always thinking like that. And that is why he says, one who is not affected by good or evil, he may obtain neither praising it or despising it. A person who is on this path, if people are behaving bad with him, I taught you last time itself, you're not supposed to blame anybody else. He will think, I have done something with these people in the past. That is why they have come in this life. And the karmic exchange is going to happen. Let it happen. Whatever the karmic exchange has happened, I'm going to close a karma account now. I'm not going to hold any remorse, any anger, any sadness, any loving, nothing. I'm not going to have any feeling for them anymore. Done. Karma is done. Closed from my side. They may continue on their path, it's up to them, but closed from my side. Because I'm working on my soul. I'm not going to carry any residual effect of that relationship, good or bad, on my consciousness. My consciousness is pure. Whatever is coming by its accord, many times people go on the spiritual path thinking, oh, I will pray and everything will become good for me. And then they get frustrated at times. Maji, I have been praying for 1 year, but my situation is not changing. I've done so much of thousands of mantras, but nothing is happening. It will happen. It will happen on its own accord. Nobody can say when, how. A person who is on this path rises above all this. He has no complaints. Whatever is happening, it will happen, good or bad. I have done some karma in the past. It will fructify now. If some good karma is going to happen, good things will happen. If my bad karma is going to fructify now, okay, done. I am focused on my soul. I am not interested in all of this. Whatever it is going to happen, let it be so. Let me focus on my soul. My journey is different. This life is the last life. Let me focus on my soul. So such a person who can act like this in the world, Bhagwan says, such a person is in perfect knowledge. Then he gives an example in slok number 58. One who is able to withdraw his senses from sense objects as the tortoise or the turtle draws its limbs within the shell, he is firmly fixed in perfect consciousness. I have read the purport of 58. It's a good purport. The test of a yogi, a devotee, or a self-realized soul is that he is able to control the senses according to his plan. Most people, however, are the servants of the senses and are thus directed by the dictation of the senses. That is the answer to the question as to how the yogi is situated. The senses are compared to the venomous serpents. They want to act very loosely and without restriction. The yogi or the devotee must be very strong to control these serpents like a charmer. He never allows them to act independently. There are many injunctions in the revealed scriptures. Some of them are do's, some of them are don'ts. Unless one is following the do's and the don'ts, unless one is restricting himself from the sense enjoyment, it is not possible to be firmly fixed in this path of self-realization or Krishna consciousness. The best example set in herein is the tortoise. The tortoise can at any moment wind up its senses and exhibit them again at any time for a particular purposes. Similarly, the senses of Krishna conscious persons are used only for some particular purpose in the service of the Lord and withdrawn otherwise. Arjun is being taught here to use his senses for the service of the Lord, instead for his own satisfaction. Keeping the senses away, always in the service of the Lord, is example set by the analogy of the tortoise who keeps the senses within. So our senses right now is going all over the place. Even when we go to the temple, when we praying, when we are doing anything, our prayers are directed to satisfy our sense gratification. But Gita is a very high class. Bhagwan wants you to go beyond sense gratification. So he is talking all this language. This is primary and this is end. People many times will think, oh, Gita means primary. This is primary. What you're reading right now. The education. To become a Sthitpragya. To become a person, self-realized person. The qualities of a self-realized soul. Till date, did you know? Through Gita, Bhagwan is talking, giving us the goals. How we have to be.